Dobry wieczór wszystkim. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm Mysticle and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. We've got a little bit of a shorter video today, but nonetheless I have some very interesting stuff for you. So as usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you might be most interested in, and with that being said, let's get right into it. First piece of news that we have is actually on Avalanche. And in case you have no idea what Avalanche is, it is Meta's secretive project, not so very secret since quite some time now, but it is their project in the background on Wireless Cloud PCVR gaming, essentially allowing anyone access to PCVR without even owning a PC. All you theoretically need for this to work is an internet connection, and it's been quite quiet about Avalanche for quite some time now. However, in the recent days, people have started noticing Avalanche pop up on the Meta store, and this Reddit post confirms this. Unfortunately, the page is down now, and it doesn't seem to have been saved on the Internet Archive. So I do not have any screenshots of this for you. However, there is a link that used to link to this store page. You can see the description of this store page here reading Avalanche streams VR applications from Meta's Edge Cloud. We've tried these services before and I was actually really impressed with how well they worked. Latency wise and bitrate wise, games actually looked really nice on these, even in the middle of a forest on LTE networking. So I am very excited to see that Meta is still working on this, and hopefully once they do release it, it's going to give a lot more people access to PCVR without needing to own one of these massive, powerful machines. So this is really cool. Really happy to see them still working on it. Very upset that I cannot access this page. It just leads me to an error page that says this page isn't available. The link may be broken. And we do actually have a new cloud gaming service that I want to check out in a video with you guys also in the near future. So stay tuned for that in case you're interested. Now, onto something even more interesting. If you watched the previous video, you know Meta is working on their glass frosted effect, bringing it to Facebook and Instagram apps that they recently launched. Well, apparently you can actually force that effect on any 2D app by editing its manifest. Every Android application has a manifest file. In case you ever tried editing a .apk file, you probably would have seen the manifest file, and according to Luna here, looks like the frosted glass effect can be enabled for all 2D apps with transparency on Horizon OS by modifying the manifest.xml file, found by Domexy on Bilibili. So Bilibili is a Chinese, almost like YouTube page, and as you can see here, on the custom launcher on the Quest, this frosted effect has actually been added. So that is really cool. Any 2D app that you have that you can edit the APK file on, you know, without it later on complaining or not letting you sign into your account or something like that, you can actually enable this glass frosted effect on. I think that is really cool, and I actually have a few apps that I am certainly going to enable this on because I think it would look really cool. Now, unfortunately, it does look quite a bit out of place still because of that bottom bar and the top bar. So you can see that this is something that isn't quite yet 100% there and isn't quite yet 100% finished. It would be nice to see those blend in a little bit more. However, it does work and it is something that you can try yourself. Now onto something even more interesting. Every single time we have a Quest launch, iFixit gets to it sooner rather than later, and the same has happened with the Quest 3S. iFixit has torn the device apart, and big surprise, apparently there's a Quest 2 hiding inside. Now, I don't mean this literally, but in some cases, you could take it that way. The Quest 3S apparently has quite a few similarities with the Quest 2 when being torn apart. Not only do they seem to have roughly the same shape of battery, except for the fact that the Quest 3S battery is slightly larger and the connectors are different, but it gets even weirder when you take a look at the LCD display and realize that the Quest 3S and the Quest 2 are actually using the exact same display panel with different subpixel layouts. Now, this has apparently happened before, so whether these subpixel layouts are just different between panels and manufacturers, or whether they are actually different between the Quest 2 and the Quest 3S, that is something that I am not entirely certain of. But what I am certain of is the fact that these these panels can apparently be interchangeable. They've got the exact same connector, and you can straight up just take a panel out of the Quest 2 and put it into the 3S. Now, this is fantastic from a repairability standpoint, as there's going to be a lot more Quest 2 panels available right now than there are Quest 3S panels. I'm not entirely certain what you would have to do in order to damage your Quest 3S display panel, but if you do that, and Meta doesn't have it covered by warranty, well, you can supposedly just take a Quest 2 panel and slap it into the Quest 3S, and it will work, which sounds really cool, and it is something we might try in the future for science sake. Something else that is also identical, it's Fresnel lenses, so in case you damage those, because, you know, those are certainly a lot easier to damage than the display, those can also apparently be replaced with Quest 2 lenses. The IPD mechanism, that also seems to be the same, so that can be swapped between them. And then we've got the battery shape, which I already talked about. Now, it would be really cool if you could take a Quest 3S battery, which is larger and connected to the Quest 2, because those shapes are similar, and the Quest 3S has a larger battery, being 17.06 watt hours compared to the 14 watt hour one inside the Quest 2. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. Those do not have the same connectors. Apart from a few differences, this does actually appear to be somewhat of a Quest 2 Pro under the hood. Pretty cool. I love seeing these videos from iFixit. Link, of course, will be down below in case you guys are interested, as it really does show you quite a few things that we wouldn't have otherwise known. Now, onto some prototype news, as Meta CTO Andrew Bosworth has apparently shared a photo of himself holding a wide field of view prototype headset. So this is really cool. I love seeing these prototypes from Meta. I love seeing what they're working on. Even if it's nowhere near to the final product, we get to see a glimpse of what they view as important inside the VR industry, what they're looking at. And here, apparently they're looking at wide field of view, which, trying a bunch of Pimax headsets, I would agree adds a ton to the VR experience. And in one of the 6 images that were shared to Instagram and Threads, Bosworth is seen holding a tethered headset that appears to have centered lenses and a wide curved body extending beyond the strap arms horizontally, suggesting a wide field of view. So if, again, you have seen Pimax headsets before, this will look very familiar to you. This is something that they've been doing for a while. That is pretty cool though, seeing that on such a thin headset. This really does look very thin. The other 5 images show a Ray-Ban Meta glasses prototype, Project Aria research glasses attached to a Quest 3, a silhouette appearing to be him wearing a headset, and 2 shots of him sitting with Meta's chief scientist, Michael Abrash, who leads the Reality Labs research team. To quote, "Visiting our research labs is always a highlight. They're making incredible progress on hard technological problems, and I can't wait to share more," Bosworth wrote on Threads. I would love to see a wider field of view, as sometimes when we put on these headsets, it still feels like we're looking through a box on these screens. Of course, once you're immersed, once you're playing the game for a few hours, you don't really notice it, but it is definitely still there. Now, onto some gaming, as Phasmophobia is coming to the PlayStation VR 2 very soon. Phasmophobia reaches PlayStation VR 2 in less than 2 weeks, with an early access console launch, just in time for Halloween. Released on Steam Early Access over 4 years ago with optional PCVR support, Phasmophobia is a psychological horror game with 4-player online co-op. It takes you and a team of paranormal investigators to explore haunted locations and gather evidence. Following a lengthy delay, developer Kinetic Games confirmed it's arriving in early access on PS5, Xbox, and PSVR 2 on October 29th. So not only are you going to be able to play this on the PlayStation VR 2, you're also going to get these flat screen versions along with it. The console edition times up with the upcoming Halloween special event, Crimson Eye. A blood moon has emerged, and with red rain pouring down across multiple environments, and you can't fight back against the ghost. All you can do is track it down and try to protect your sanity. Clearing the event's final goal unlocks the Blood Moon weather as a permanent reward for everyone. So yeah, in case you guys play Phasmophobia, in case this is one of the games you're interested in or have been waiting for, very soon you're going to be able to play it on your PlayStation VR 2 on the PS5. Because of course, the PSVR 2 now supports PCVR. So if that is something that you guys are using, you've already been able to play it on your PC. We've got the Arizona Sunshine Remake, which has now arrived. The Arizona Sunshine Remake releases on Quest, PCVR 2, and PCVR, boasting visual and mechanical overhaul. Vertigo Games released its remake of Arizona Sunshine from 2016, the co-op zombie killing adventure that started it all, boasting overhauled visuals and a new gore system pioneered in Arizona Sunshine 2 2023. So this remake is now available on Quest 2, Quest 3, Quest Pro, PSVR 2, and Steam. If you own the original 2016 game, you can upgrade to the new version for just $10. The original article showing off the gameplay on Quest 3 and PSVR 2 is down in the description below. As I said in a previous video, I love seeing titles creating these remakes, creating these upgrades, and actually utilizing the power of these new devices as they come along without necessarily having to release a new game. So essentially allowing you to relive this experience that you've already had, but at a much larger clarity, and hopefully maybe being able to see some things that you haven't been able to see before, like that gore system. So that's really, really cool. Love to see it. But that is going to be it for today's video. Make sure to let me know what you think about these topics down below, especially cloud gaming. I know that that can be a topic that not everyone agrees with, so would love to hear your opinions. If you like this one, please leave a like. If disliked it, I guess this one works too. But let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Seriously, much love. You are what makes this possible. And as usual, if you want me to provide you content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with you before I ding my bell. See you again in the next video. Peace.